Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandala Akaram, Vyaptam Yena Characharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavahe, Tejasvinavaditamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidanam Jai Gurudev. Let's chant first. I think this is a little too loud. Dhanraj? Too loud. Is it echoing? Hum. Yeah. Make it. Yeah. Too soft. Too soft. Now?
Good.
Can you hear at the back?
Yes.
Okay. Today we are starting the 6th Adhyaay. So first let's chant and then we will continue. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shashtodhyayah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Anashrita Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti Yaha. Sa Sannyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnir Na Chakriyaha. Yam Sannyasa-miti Prahur Yogam Tam Vidhi Pandava. Nahya Sannyasta Sankalpo Yogi Bhavati Kashchana. Arurukshor Muner Yogam Karma Karanamuchyate. Yoga Rudhasya Tasyeva Shama Karanamuchyate. Yada hinendriyartheshu na karma svanushajjate. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudhastadochyate. Uddharedatmanatmanam नात्मानमवसादयेत् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुर् आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य येनात्मैवात्मना जितः अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत् जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः ज्ञानविज्ञानतृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः। Om Tat Sat. Firstly, let me wish everyone a very auspicious Akshay Tritiya for yesterday. And it's always wonderful to start something new on that auspicious day. So we are just starting it one day later. So Adhyaay 6, since we have finished with the 5th Adhyaay last time. The Adhyaay 6 is called Atma Sanyam Yog. Atma Sanyam Yog. The yog or the union with Bhagwan through self-control. Atma Sanyam. As you know, every Adhyaay in the Shrimad Bhagavad Gita gives us a systematic method of reaching our highest spiritual goal. Starting from the very basics where you have absolutely no hope, dejection, depression, as we have seen in the first Adhyaay with Arjun Vishad Yoga. People generally, I think, generally, not always, but generally people turn to religion and spirituality when there is some dukh in their life, right? They need some answers, they need some solutions. So they are troubled and they probably have tried every other single method which has then not worked. Then finally they will come to Bhagwan. But at least that brings them to Bhagwan. When everything is going well, sukh is there, prosperity is there, everything is fine, mostly Bhagwan is forgotten. So even dukh is a way to come to Bhagwan. So if there's a lot of dukh in your life, maybe it's a little wake-up call that it's time to come and find solace in Bhagwan. Many years ago we have already discussed this, that even in dukh there are 5 labh, 5 advantages or 5 good things which happened through dukh. Anyone remembers? Give one, anything? After dukh, sukh will come, don't worry. Just like after sukh, dukh also comes, after dukh also, sukh will come. Something after dukh, sukh will come. So something to look forward to. Then? In dukh, you know who your true friends are. In sukh, everyone is there, happy to be around you. When dukh comes, I don't know, they all get very busy. Something or the other happens and they have other preoccupations. Alright, that's the second labh. Third labh? You become closer to God. Very good. How do you get closer to God? Because you think of God, there is no other solution. Then, anything else?
You
Learn a lot, nahi? Paap karma is getting over. Paap karma is getting over because you are paying for whatever your past actions were. And one more, fifth labh. Very important one actually. 5th labh. दुख में झुकना पड़ता है. दुख में झुकना पड़ता है. You develop humility when dukh comes. When you are in, sukh and everything is going well, ahankar grows. In dukh, that ahankar has to go. Then only you realize what it is. So there are great advantages in dukh also. When if you are ever facing dukh, no, it's a little nudge that the universe is giving you, that time to go back on track. Don't let that dukh drown you and deject you and depress you. Know that the dukh is there, so it's telling me move towards Bhagwan. Okay? So that's what happened in Adhyaay 1. Arjun was in dukh, and surely it brought him closer and closer to his highest goal. His highest goal. Then, since he was so depressed, second whole Adhyaay, Bhagwan gave him the way to get back on track through the path of knowledge. If you know that you are Atma, if you know that you are Amar, if you know that you are Ajar, you know that you are ageless, you are deathless, you are not born, you are not going to die, you are eternal, then what is there to feel so dukhi about? So all the gyan possible that anyone needs is given in the second chapter, second Adhyaay. After that, so the rest of Bhagavad Gita is not needed also. If everyone can understand from the second Adhyaay only everything that Bhagwan told Arjun, there is no need to go into 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But like Arjun, we also didn't understand. So slowly, 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 from Adhyaay 3, 4, 5, Bhagwan starts giving us the basic sadhana required for every single person to start his spiritual journey. If this step is not mastered, perfected, implemented, there is no point in going any further. And you all know what those 3 adhyayas were about? Karma Yoga. So until and unless you have gone through Karma Yoga, no need to go any further. Why is that? Because through Karma Yoga, you purify your antakaran. So what exactly does it mean to purify your antakaran? Firstly, we do our whatever actions we do, we don't really do it as our duty. We do it because karna padta hai, I have to do, but duty also you have to do, but you're doing it grudgingly. You are doing it with ahankar. You're doing it with other ways, but actually the way to do any action is as one's dharma. So that's the first thing. Karma Yoga, you do whatever you're doing, do it as your dharma. If you do it as your dharma, all stories that revolve around that action drop. I have to do, he is like this, she is like this, this is my fate, this is my destiny, whatever it is, it's all true. But you just drop everything and do it as your duty. When you do it as your duty, it will mean that 2 things will drop. What are they? Doership, karta bhav, and enjoyership or bhokta bhav. Whatever you do, you will be free. You will not be bound by all the storytelling and the drama around the action. And if you do it without any doership, then why should the result of that action also come to you? Because you are not doing. So when you do the action, whatever result comes, you take it as prasad. Exactly. When this happens, it will lead us, karma yoga will lead us to knowledge. People say, we have been studying, but I'm still confused, I'm still not clear about the concepts, I'm still, fumbling, I'm still, not getting all the knowledge. It's a clear sign that you need to do more karma yoga. If you have cleared your mind with all the baggage that you have been collecting, then the knowledge is simple. There's really nothing to the knowledge. It is as clear as even our small children have understood, because they have not been, burdened with so many stories. Our children have understood clearly. We adults will take more time because we have a lot of baggage which we are regurgitating from time to time in our life. Okay. So once this becomes clear in our mind, all the Gyan. What is the Gyan? Simple. In truth, I am Atma. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this intellect. How difficult is that to understand? It's difficult because you are stuck with the old stories. So Vivek will happen. Clarity will happen. When this purification happens, you will be able to clearly understand. It is only the entire journey is about samajh. Entire journey is about understanding. And how will you understand? You'll understand because your mind is clear. Your buddhi has been released of all unnecessary garbage. So you will understand with Vivek what is Sat, what is Asat, what is Mithya, what is my goal. When that happens, Vairagya will happen. What is Vairagya? Dropping what is not taking me to my goal. Nishtha will happen in your goal. When that happens, you will be able to implement the knowledge. Implementing the knowledge is the most important part, right? Otherwise, you can keep collecting. I hear that, these socialites, they have 100 bags, they have 200 shoes. They never repeat their bag ever when they go out. They never repeat for dress. You have so many shoes, you have so many bags, but you do not use them. We have so much knowledge. We have so much sadhana given to us, but we never use it. That is why this knowledge is not becoming pakka in our minds, right? So all this happens up to the 5th Adhyaay and brings us now with a clearer mind. If you have implemented 3, 4 and 5, it will bring us to Adhyaay 6 with an ability, with a crystal clear mind, with a buddhi that is tivra. It will take you to self-control, which is all about stilling the mind, silencing the mind, and making it ready to allow the knowledge to express itself. See, the knowledge is not to be got from here, there and everywhere. The knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi, is already inside you. It doesn't have to come from some other planet to you when you are meditating. It does not have to come from some plane, some rocket will come, some light will come and you'll hear. Don't imagine that you're a rishi and some Akashvani is coming to you and you will get revelation of your true identity. The knowledge of your true identity is deep within yourself. It simply has to be allowed to radiate outside. So we are starting today Adhyaay number 6, Atma Sanyam Yog, or union with Bhagwan through the practice of self-control. So what all will we learn in this Adhyaay? Still purification needs to happen. It hasn't completely the whole process has not yet completed. So you will need to have some qualifications for practicing dhyan, because we want the mind to be silent. When will the mind be silent? Once the mind will be silent when you are fast asleep. But in fast asleep, nothing is going to happen. Mind is totally silenced, so silenced that it doesn't work only. But you need that mind to be silenced in dhyan. You want the mind to be silenced in full awareness. So we need to be qualified to do that. So first few verses will come where they will teach you the qualification for successful meditation. After you know the qualifications, there will be some more preparations that you will need to do. Find a good place, etc., etc. Then you have qualified, you found the place. Then what will you do in that place? So the process of meditation. And after the process of meditation, the phal, what is the benefit of that practice you're doing. So all these things are going to come in this entire Adhyaay. Almost at the end of the Adhyaay, two very pertinent questions will be asked by Arjuna to Bhagwan. And they are questions which will be there on every sadhak's mind. And that is something that Bhagwan will also answer at the end of this Adhyaay. What those questions are, I'm not going to tell you now, because you also need to qualify, then you need to prepare, then you need to do the process, then you'll get the benefit, then you'll ask the questions, okay? So we'll wait. Last time when we finished the 5th Adhyaay, Bhagwan gave us a little teaser trailer of the 6 steps which we need to have to process ourselves to make us ready for Dhyan. Yes? Let's revise them a little bit. First, keep the Vishayas of Sansar outside, not in your Antakaran. Keep the Vishayas of Sansar outside. And many of these things are practical points also, but they also have some deeper meaning. So all this will come again in this Adhyaay. Second, keep the gaze still between the eyebrows. Remember all this? Third one was balance your inhalation and your exhalation. Should be sama. Then have full control, Indriya, Man and Buddhi, over your sense organs, over your mind and over your intellect. Then, very important, intense mumukshutva. You should be an intense, tivra mumukshutva. You should have mumukshu, you should be tivra. Your yearning for the final goal should be intense. And finally, the most difficult one, what is it? Master all your desires, all the fears, all the anger that you have, because it is common sense and logical. You want to sit for meditation, you cannot be disturbed by desires, fear or anger, right? So I hope that in the last fortnight you have prepared all this, become master of everything, controlled everything, developed intense mukshatva already, and kept all the Vishayas of Sansar outside. So you are all now ready for the 6th Adhyaay, right? No harm in hoping, right? All right. So let's start. Om Tat Sat. Let's chant the first shloka. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shashtodhyayaha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Anashrita Karma Phalam. Karyam Karma Karoti Yaha. Sa Sannyasi Cha Yogi Cha. Na Niragnir Na Chakriyaha. Shri Bhagavan said, he who does his duty without expecting the fruit of actions is a sannyasi and a yogi both. He is no sannyasi who has merely renounced the sacred fire. Even so, he is no yogi who has merely given up all activity. Very beautiful shloka, and does clear many doubts that we have of who really is a sannyasi. What makes you a true sannyasi? Take the meanings first. Yah, he who karoti, performs. Karma, action. Karyam, as his duty. ashritaha, without being dependent on. Karma phalam, fruits of the action. Sa, he, sannyasi, renunciate, monk. The word is understood. He is a renunciate, cha, and a yogi. Yogi is yogi. Who is a yogi? One who has mastered concentration of mind. Na niragnirna, not only one who does not tend fire. Chakriya, one who is actionless. And one who is actionless. So in this shloka we are getting who is a sannyasi and who is not a sannyasi. Okay, both. He who performs his actions as his duty without being dependent on the fruits of action, that is the sannyasi. He is a sannyasi and also a yogi. Is also considered to be a yogi. Not only the one who does not tend to the fire, and he is not only the one who has given up doing actions. Clear? So if you'll remember some shlokas which we chant every day of Adhyaay 3. Okay, you can look it up in your book. Shloka 3 and 4. Bhagwan has clearly declared that there are two courses of sadhana. What are those two courses of sadhana? You tell me. Look, you have a book. Correct. Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga. Huh? Lokesmin dividha nishtha. God says, Pura prokta mayanaga dhyana yogena sankhyana karma yogena yoginam. Every day we are chanting this. Every day. Okay? And then in the next one, in fourth, na karma namanarambhan naishkarmyam purushoshnute na cha sanyasana deva siddhi samadhi gacchati. In this world, there are two courses of sadhana, Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga. I am just reading from the book. In Sankhya Yoga, you go along the path of knowledge. In Karma Yoga, you go along the path of action. Now, the fourth part. Man does not attain freedom from action. Means man cannot stop doing action without entering upon action. Just that you have to first do the action. Then only you can renounce it. You cannot renounce that which you don't do. Bhikari will say, I am going to renounce all my wealth. So he must have the wealth first, then he can renounce it. So without doing the action, you say, oh, I am renouncing action. That will not make you a sannyasi. And what else? He doesn't reach perfection. Perfection means self-realization merely by stopping to do action. So doing action is compulsory. Having done the action in Karma Yoga Bhav, then renouncing it, when you have reached perfection, then you can call yourself a renunciate. So when we studied these shlokas, that time it was just Bhagwan was simply introducing the two courses of action. We didn't understand much because only after that he talked about no karta bhav, no bhokta bhav. After that only he talked about action in inaction and inaction in action. We spent many hours discussing all this. So does it mean that I have to choose one of these two paths? Oh, I'm a very active person, so I must go with the path of action. No, I'm a very intellectual person. I should go with the path of knowledge. Is that what it is?
No.
Two courses of action? Definitely not. Both are compulsory and both are required for reaching your final destination. One leads to the other and both complement each other. Why do I say that? Because you cannot do karma yoga without having some knowledge of why you are doing it. If karma yoga says dedicate your actions to Bhagwan, Arey, who is Bhagwan? My neighbor, my boss. I must know. If I have to dedicate to Bhagwan, I must know who is Bhagwan. So some knowledge will be required. You are telling me don't have ownership of your action. Why? Why should I not have? I only did. So some gyan will have to be told to you why you have to not have karta bhav. Don't have bhokta bhav. Why? I did. I should also get the result. Then you have to be explained why you should not get bhokta bhav. Because if you don't get the result in this life, you have to come back in one more life to bhogo that result. So all this knowledge has to be explained. Therefore, for karma yoga, some basic knowledge has to be given. So both path of knowledge and both of path of action will go simultaneously. And just somebody saying, I too am very intellectual, huh? I will go directly to path of knowledge. That poor person is doomed, because without clearing their antakaran of whatever misconceptions, notions, karmas, vasanas, worries, hopes, disappointments, grudges, whatever treasures we have got inside, if till that is taken out, this path of knowledge will not yield fruit. So that is why both have to go simultaneously. So in this shlok, Bhagavan is clarifying the similarity between karma yoga and sannyas. Both paths are similar. Don't think that they are mutually exclusive. I must only do karma. I must only do knowledge. No, not like that. Both are very similar, and Bhagavan explains why. So, the path of karma or karma yoga will make you pure. It will make you fully sattvic, because there is a lot of rajasinas, there is a lot of tamasinas. So we have always called it, we have said, do these sadhanas till you reach the escalator. You remember that we have given that example. You have to reach the escalator. After you reach the escalator, what happens? Be sure you stay there. Don't fall down, don't trip, don't fall, don't slip. Stay there. Then that escalator will take you to the top, right? So karma yoga helps you get on to the escalator. That is important. Then you have to stay there. You have to have nishtha that I have to stay here. Don't fall down. People in the beginning, when escalators came, they were so scared of getting on. Pav aisa upar dangling in the air. They are not putting it down on the first step. Somebody has to push them, go. Then they would go up. So like that, escalator takes you to higher and higher levels of sadhana. You start once at the lowest rung, then you go on the sopan, 40 steps, remember, sadhana panchakam. As you go higher and higher and higher and higher, more and more sadhanas you become qualified to do. You become eligible to do. If you try those sadhanas on the first step, you will not, that escalator will get stuck. Okay? So finally you reach the top, and performing actions without expecting dependency on receiving it, that is a first important step you have to keep to that when you get onto the escalator. I have got onto the escalator, I have faith that the escalator is going to take me up. I don't have to be dependent. When will this happen? When will this happen? When will this happen? Hoga to hoga. If you have faith, you will go faster. If you don't have faith, it will take more time. So that is the word he has used, anashrita. Do not be ashrit on the result of the action. Don't be dependent on the result of the action. If you have done this, then what? Sa sannyasi cha yogi. You will be the same as a sannyasi and a yogi. Both those traits, both those qualifications will start developing you. The qualifications of a sannyasi also and the qualifications of a yogi also. Both will be going simultaneously. So what is the common factor in both a yogi and a sannyasi? Both are performing actions without attachment to the result of the action. This is the most important thing you have to worry about. Your attachment to the fruit of the action, your attachment to the result of the action. And this is again extremely important, not just in vyavaharik actions. This is really important in your spiritual sadhanas. Even in the spiritual sadhanas, don't keep thinking, I will do this sadhana and I will become more pious. I will do this sadhana and I will get more gyan. I will do this sadhana and I will be better than others. I will do this sadhana and I will get moksha. That also at the end you have to drop it. That attachment to the result you have to overcome. So let's see if there are similarities between a karma yogi and a sannyasi. Let's see what those similarities are. A karma yogi, what does he have to do? He has to do all his nitya karma. Nitya karma, daily activities that are recommended by the Shastras. He has to do them. How? As his duty. What kind of actions will that be? It will depend on his swadharma. It will depend on his varna and his ashram. So a karma yogi has to do that. Mostly karma yogis will be in grihastha ashram. In grihastha ashram, most of the time we are doing kamya karma, not nitya karma. What is the difference? Desires. Kamya karma, I am doing this for fulfilling my desire. And that is why bhokta bhav. So you have to do all the actions which is prescribed in grihastha ashram, or for our young sadhaks here, they have to do all their duties as brahmacharya ashram, right? You have to study, you have to do seva of your teacher, you have to obey your parents. Those are your duties, right? Without attachment to the result. Mama, where is my chocolate? Where is my ice cream? No, I have to do, this is my duty, I have to do. Not because I am going to get a new pair of shoes or some toy. Getting it? Jainam and Khairya and Vedika, our young future sannyasis. Karma yogi performs actions for the welfare of all. Not just for his own selfish well-being. You remember Loka Sangraha? We had talked about that also earlier. A karma yogi performs his action when he has a little bit of knowledge added to his arsenal of actions. He'll know that he is doing it as seva of Ishwar. You are doing seva of Ishwar in karma yoga. That is what we say, dedicate all your actions to Bhagwan. What does that mean? It means I am doing seva of Ishwar. And of course, as you all said, whatever comes as a result of that, he accepts it with glad acceptance as prasad. His happiness is not ashrita, is not dependent on the result. He is happy before, during and after. So such a person, we have said up till now, is a karma yogi, right? But all these things also make him a sannyasi. Because he is renouncing karta bhav, he is renouncing bhokta bhav. So he is renouncing, he is a renunciate of karta bhav and bhokta bhav. So that is common in a karma yogi and a sannyasi. In this aspect, he is also a sannyasi. And this aspect, if perfected, because he is renouncing karta bhav and bhokta bhav, he has mastered that, he is ready for dhyan. So generally, when we say somebody is a sannyasi, so the first thing that will come to your mind is orange clothes, right? Then ek do mala, or beard. That is why women are not considered sannyasi. एक दो चलो ठीक है जो भी है. Then left the house, gone somewhere. Then bhasma, tilak, वगैरह वगैरह. And also एकदम serious, grave looking, has to appear very serious, very jnani and all that. Okay, but Bhagwan is giving us some other things which also. But do you think this is correct? I think it's a completely wrong idea of a sannyasi. A sannyasi is one who has renounced dukh. A sannyasi really is the one who has renounced dukh. He has renounced dukh means he is always happy. He has renounced all the reasons which make him dukkhi also. But let's see. Okay. So, here Bhagwan says, Na niragnir na chakriya. There are two things which are associated with sannyasis but which don't make you a sannyasi. Okay? The first one is niragnir. Niragnir, the one who is not tending fire. You have to understand that. So when you are not a sannyasi, when you are in grihastha ashram, fire has become a very integral part of our life. So firstly, there is nitya karma. In nitya karma, fire is always used. Right? When you do puja, diya. When you have in grihastha, it is recommended that you do some homas every day. Generally, Agnihotra Homa is supposed to be done every day, in which you create a small kind of a havan with fire. Okay? It's supposed to purify the atmosphere also and even purify your antakaran. The person who has taken the decision to become a sannyasi has already cleansed himself. He has already reached that stage, then only he has become a sannyasi. He has already understood the vivek of sat and asat and mithya. He has already mastered vairagya, then only he has taken sannyas. He doesn't need to do these homas, these havans anymore. Often, sadhaks or shishyas also look at the sannyasi, maybe their guru also, and try to see what the guru is doing, what the sannyasi is doing is not the same as what the guru is prescribing to us to do. Yes or no? Don't feel bad, you can say yes. Often, guru is not doing, why should we do? As you become a sannyasi, all these rituals are no longer compulsory for a sannyasi. No ritual, no homa, no havan, nothing is compulsory. But a guru does, because it has brought him here. It gives him joy. It's no longer a compulsory thing that needs to be done for purification. It is a source of joy for that person. It's not also to be a role model. Not also to be a role model. It's joy. But it is not compulsory to do the homa. Of course, we'll come to the next point. Okay. So, first and foremost, no tending fire for homa, no tending fire for havan. But that doesn't make you a sannyasi. Do you see the difference? You have become a sannyasi, you don't have to do it. But just by not doing it, you do not become a sannyasi. Clear? Then, when we do havan, we always take sankalp before starting the havan. What is that sankalp? Sankalp is what? Your desire. What you want to do, what your intentions are, what you would like to happen for you in your life, right? You take that sankalp and then you offer it into the sacrificial fire, right? But the sannyasi has no sankalps only left. There are no desires only left. There are no yearnings left. Everything has already been renounced. So therefore, actually, havan is not allowed to a sannyasi. Havan is not allowed because a sannyasi cannot be taking any sankalps anymore. But just because you don't do havan, just because you don't take the sankalp, doesn't make you a sannyasi. Are you getting this understanding? Something a sannyasi doesn't have to do, but just not doing it doesn't make you a sannyasi. Just like wearing orange clothes does not make you a sannyasi. Wearing tilak does not make you a sannyasi. Having a beard does not make you a sannyasi, whatever. Malas doesn't make you a sannyasi. Then grihastha ashram. Fire is needed. For what? Cooking your food. Without fire, you will not be able to cook, you will not be able to support your family, you will not have any food in the house. But a sannyasi is not supposed to cook food. Sannyasi does not have to waste time cooking food. He is supposed to eat bhiksha. Whatever is offered to him by his shishyas, by his sevaks, without questioning the taste, without questioning anything. Of course, sattvic food, otherwise the shishya would not be a shishya. So you are supposed to eat as a sannyasi bhiksha. Bhiksha is not begging. Bhiksha is very elevated offering to guru or a sannyasi. So just because somebody doesn't cook doesn't make him a sannyasi. You are getting this argument of not tending the fire. Fourth, fire again in a grihastha's life is very important because you take your marriage vows around the fire. The Vedic marriage ritual is always around the, what's it called? Agni. Agni is taken as a sakshi for your wedding. But sannyasi, no wedding, is already renounced. I mean, he may have been married before, then taken sannyas. But if he's not married, having taken sannyas, he's not going to get married now. So there also, he does not require to tend the fire. Tending the fire literally means giving oblations to the fire. And finally, fire. See how important fire is. You need it all the time throughout your life. You even need it at your antim sanskar. At the time of death, you need the fire to burn the dead body, right? But a sannyasi, when he takes sannyas, has already performed his last rites. When we take sannyas, at that time we already perform our Antim Sanskar. We have already done the ceremony and the mantras for giving up this body. At the time of death, a sannyasi is not burnt. A sannyasi is given Jal Samadhi. So you don't need fire even at that stage. So all these things, sannyasi does not need to tend fire. But no fire doesn't make you a sannyasi. What makes him a sannyasi? In this shloka it says, performing his duties without attachment to the fruit of the action makes him a sannyasi. In this shlok, this is emphasized. So if he doesn't have to be attached to the fruit of the action, should he then not do any action only? So that is why the next condition is given, a kriya. A sannyasi does not have to be a kriya. Kriya is action. A kriya, actionless. So common impression, sannyasis don't have to do anything. Go sit in a jungle under one bodhi tree. Go sit on a mountain top. Don't do any action. Go sit at the banks of the Ganga. Don't do any action. Don't be active in the world. Just sit and meditate, meditate, meditate only. Bhagwan is saying this is a wrong impression. He may do that. Nothing wrong if he does it, but doesn't mean that a sannyasi has to only do that. Be actionless. In fact, I would say a sannyasi is more dynamic, more energetic than normal grihasthas also. But with a difference. Grihasthas are busy doing things for themselves, for vyavahar. A sannyasi is doing busy for the welfare of others. A sannyasi is not one who has given up action. It's one who has given up karta bhav and bhokta bhav associated with the action. He has renounced desires. He has renounced worries. He has renounced expectations. That is the sannyas that he has taken. That is the renunciation.
Not karta bhav.
Arey, that only from the beginning. Karta bhav, bhokta bhav from the beginning only we have said. No, karta bhav, bhokta. Without that, so he has given up I only. So then where is the question of karta bhav or bhokta bhav? Another way of taking this word akriya is that a sannyasi does no longer has to do the nitya karma of tapasya and dan. That is grihastha ashram ka duty. So he has given up fire, all the rituals to do with fire, but also those which do not involve fire, like any other form of tapasya or dan. They are obligatory for grihastha. A grihastha has its nitya karma involves tapasya. For a grihastha, it involves nitya karma involves charity, dan. It's part of your grihastha ashram, but not for a sannyasi. So this also is not making him a sannyasi, okay, doing the kriyas. So actionless means also that no action is not just outside in the world, no action, but no action in the mind also. And we have normally lot of action going on in the mind. So many thoughts, so many sankalps, so many worries, so many grudges, so many things are going on. And if I want to be a yogi, if I want to master my mind, if I want to sit in meditation, I have to be still in my mind. So although a sannyasi does not have to give up anything physically, he will surely give up all this unnecessary action in the mind. He will be a kriya in the mind. until you give all this up, like we studied in Aparoksha Anubhuti on Thursday, all those disturbances will 100% erupt in your mind. So all Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, all this will keep coming up. So to silence the mind, to not be disturbed by all these obstacles, all this Karma Yoga and the Sannyasi aspect of Karma Yoga will have to be perfected, will have to be mastered. That is why a Karma Yogi is similar to a Sannyasi. Then only he will be ready for Dhyana. So, in short, Karma Yogi is renouncing Karta Bhav and Yobhokta Bhav through Karma Yoga, by doing actions in Karma Yoga Bhav. A Sannyasi is also renouncing doership and enjoyership through understanding, through samaj, even while he is doing all actions. He is not renouncing action. He is renouncing the enjoyership and the doership of the action. And a yogi, he is also doing all the actions, but he is also renouncing the notion of I through contemplation. So all the three are on the same path. They are doing the same thing differently. So in this aspect, Bhagavan says, Karma Yogi, Sannyasi and Adhyaay Yogi all are having the same traits. This is the way to move forward. So let's go and see what Bhagavan says in the next shloka. Today we will not do too much, it's just an introduction into 6th Adhyaay. Second shloka. Yam sanyasamiti prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahya sanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Arjun, you must know that what they call sannyas is no other than yoga. For none becomes a yogi who has not abandoned his sankalps. So who is a sannyasi is being answered in this shloka. Take the meanings. Pandava, you know, means Arjuna. Prahu, what they call, what is understood over there? Actually, it means they call. What they call Sannyasamiti, renunciation, really, what they call renunciation, really, tam vidhi, know that yogam, yoga, know that to be no other than yoga. If I have to rephrase that sentence, I would say, Arjuna, what they call renunciation, really know that to be no other than yoga. He, for Kaschana, nobody, asanyasta sankalpo, who has not given up expectations, for nobody who has not given up expectations, bhavati becomes yogi, a yogi. Very simple shloka. We'll Just do this much for today. I don't want to burden you, because then after that, 3rd to 9th will go together. I will try to do it over 2 days together. So you must know that what they call sannyas is the same as what we call yogi. That is what he wants to explain here. Sannyas is what? Renunciation, right? Dhyan is what? Silencing the mind. Earlier also we said, Bhagavan said karma yoga and sannyas is the same. Now we are saying sannyas and dhyan also are similar. Now if I want to be successful in dhyan, see, if I want to realize myself, I have to sit in dhyan. Yes or no? To sit in dhyan, I have to renounce all my sankalps. I have to renounce all my desires. I have to renounce all my expectations of fruit of the action. To be successful in renouncing all this, I have to renounce all disturbances in the mind. Is it clear? It is just logically going forward. Now let's see, how will I remove all this from my mind, which is coming in the way of my sitting quietly. And if I don't sit quietly, I will not be ready for self-realization. So when you make a sculpture, let's say you want to make a sculpture of Bhagwan, marble slab is there, you know what you have to do? Just chip off the extra parts. Just chip all of that. Bhagwan ka form will reveal from inside. It is already there. In the same way, when you meditate, if you want to realize Bhagwan, which is within you itself, you want to take darshan, what you have to do? Chip off the extra things. Chip it off, throw it out, cut it out. It's all there. So some way or the other, you have to remove all the extraneous thoughts, all the thoughts which are not taking you towards seeing the Bhagwan which is within yourself. So you simply have to chip off the extra unnecessary stuff till the divinity which is within you, till the divinity which you are is revealed to you. And the same happens for sannyas. If from grihastha you want to become sannyas, want to take sannyas, chip away the extra things. Chip away. Take out that which is not giving you that single pointed focus. So renounce from your mind all the wrong notions that you have of yourself, of sansar, of your goal. Wrong notions have to be removed. What are all the wrong notions? Wrong notions are, I am this body. Wrong notions is, this Vishaya is making me happy. This Vishaya is making me unhappy. This Vishaya is making me sad. This Vishaya is making me depressed. Then, what else I have to chip away? This relationship is making me happy. This relationship is making me dukhi. Wrong notion. It's a wrong notion. Do you think so? People don't make you unhappy. Do people make you unhappy? Then why do I get so many calls? This person is doing like this to me, that person is doing like that to me, this one is making me dukhi, this one is... I'll not say also. Okay, so we have these notions. This one is making me unhappy, that one is making me unhappy, this one is doing like this, that. These are all wrong notions. If you want to reach that final stage, then these wrong notions need to be chipped away, just like we chip away the extra part of the marble from where Bhagwan will reveal itself. Now, one big word of caution. What you have to chip away, what you have to renounce, what you have to get rid of is not the physical part of that Vishay, not the physical part of the relationship, not the physical part of the activity. What you have to renounce is all this from the mind. What we do is we want to take sannyas. Arjun said, I want to take sannyas. I want to go away from this world. I want to go somewhere. I will take a begging bowl. I will, all these rosy pictures we also have of sannyas. I will take a rosy bowl. I will take a begging bowl. I will go. I will give up everything. I will give up my family. I will give up my house. I will give up my business. I will give up my money. I will give up my clothes. I'll give up my jewelry. I will go. I will be a sannyasi. And all this stuff that you have given up is in your mind. Hello. What sannyas have you taken? Everything is still there in the mind. So sannyasi is not about giving up anything physically outside. It is about giving up the notion that is stuck in your head. Big word of caution. One needs to renounce from the mind, not from the physical appearance or proximity of Vishais, people, situations, and all the other stuff which you think is giving you dukh. Even you go to the mountain, even if you go to Kailash Mansarovar, even if you go and live in a cave at the side of Mansarovar, you will be carrying all this stuff with you in your head. No sannyas. This is not sannyas. Okay? So, understand where you are in the world, the situation in which you are, your family, your country, your situation, whatever it is, has been given to you specifically to clear it out from your karma balance. You have to clear it out. You cannot just throw it away saying, I will no longer be in this situation. Clear it. How will I know it is cleared? How will you know? That situation will not bother you anymore. It will not bother you. Fangless snake, which is what I call it. That situation, if it is bothering you still, you have not cleared it. There is unfinished business there. Therefore, finish it. So, Adhyaay 6, which we are doing now, Atma Sanyam Yoga. Bhagwan is cautioning us of all the things that we need to give up to be considered a sannyasi. What are they? All your worries. What will happen to me when I grow up? What will happen to me when I'm old? Will my bank balance be enough? Will somebody be there to take care of me? Will there be somebody to love me? Will there be someone to give me medicines when I'm old? Hai Bhagwan. Okay. All worries. Then all desires. All desires. Even the desire of moksha has to go. It has to be that much shraddha, that much samarpan. I am doing what Bhagwan is asking me to do. I am putting myself in Bhagwan's hands. But Bhagwan it's Bhagwan's job to take me there. I will do whatever he says. Then I have to give up that worry about will it happen or not happen. All grudges, all anger. And then the more deeper notions we have of our limited self, that has to be given up through samaj. Karta bhav has to be given up. Bhokta bhav has to be given up. This is what makes you a sannyasi.
Can you just repeat the last part?
Notion of being a limited, small, limited I. Karta bhav, bhokta bhav. Ahankar, basically. And here several times Bhagwan has talked about sankalp. Okay, so I'm going to just talk a little bit about sankalp. What is sankalp? Sankalp is basically desires of fruit of the action. It also stands for your wishes, your intentions, your expectations, your yearnings. And many of us have many of that on many fronts, right? In relationship, in business, in whatever, different fields. We have different yearnings, different desires, different expectations. So why do we have all these different desires? Why? I'm asking you. Exactly, because we feel incomplete. Why do we feel incomplete?
Because we don't know.
Exactly. We don't know that we are actually Purna. We are complete. We are that which is complete, which has no parts. We have forgotten that. And we feel that we need something more to be complete. We need something more to be happy. We need something more to be fulfilled. It could be an object. It could be a person. It could be an experience. It could be a situation. We need that. Then only I will feel complete. Then only I will feel happy. Then only I will be able to move towards my final goal. Right? And this is such a deep thought that continuously it keeps your mind in motion. Continuously you think of that. You imagine what it will be if you get that thing. And you keep creating scenarios of life where when this will happen, I will do this. When this will happen, I will be like this. When this will happen, I will be Sukhi. When this will happen, I will be Sannyasi. When this will happen, I will have moksha. All scenarios are created in the future. You are not living in the present at all. You are only attached to the scenario in the future. You keep dwelling on that aspect. Remember, ladder of downfall? When you are attached, when you are dwelling, you develop attachment. When you have attachment, what happens? Moha. Then what happens? Delusion. Then what happens? Anger. Then what happens? Patan. So when you get attached to this, your mind is so preoccupied that it prompts your organs of action now to rush and get that object. It prompts your organs of action to rush and experience that situation. Phone karo, jao, milo, Zomato, Swiggy, all those things. Okay. So when that one desire is fulfilled, whatever it may be, finished? Moksha then? Next one is ready. Next one is ready. Again, same chakkar. Again and again and again. One more spin. Imagination, creating scenario, dwelling on it, getting attachment, organ of action, going and getting 2-3 minutes of peace, 2-3 days of peace also maybe, back again. Same chakkar. How can such a person meditate? Can he? No, not possible. Without meditation, he will not get realization. Without realization, no aparokshanubhuti, no moksha. Therefore, Bhagwan is preparing you. If you want to go down this path, you want to be a sannyasi, first know how to be a yogi, how to master your mind, how to have self-control, atma sanyam. To have that, first become a karma yogi. Hello. Again and again now, Bhagwan is saying the same thing. thing. Don't be in a hurry. Go step by step, then you will become pakka in what you're doing. Make your foundation strong. Then it's easy. Just like when you study a language or when you study maths, you have to know the basic arithmetic, algebra, geometry. Then you can go and do some very high funda thing which I don't know. Okay, calculus, yeah, wow, trigonometry, I know the words. So, I'm not going to do any more today. I'm going to just leave it here and I'm going to keep that in your mind for you to think, what am I ready for? What am I ready for? Am I ready to be a sannyasi? 100% you're going to say no. Okay, then am I ready at least for dhyan? Okay, I think I'm ready for dhyan. Alright, stop. All these things, have you given up? Have you been able to silence your mind? Not yet. Then it's time for you to do some more karma yoga. Back to square one. Don't be in a hurry. Any questions? Prepare yourself well. See, when we cook also, a good chef will have all the ingredients ready. We'll have the dishes ready. We'll have everything, spoons, everything. It's called mise en place. Okay? You have to have everything ready. Then you start the fire. Then you put the whatever. First thing. You don't start the fire, put tail, then say, Rai ka dana kidhar hai? First, everything has to be ready. Then you can do easily. Otherwise, you will get burnt out. So like that. Don't be in a hurry. Everyone can reach their goal so long as you go step by step. Any questions? Yes.
Now, what is Charit Samadhi?
Okay. So when a sannyasi, not a sannyasi, actually, yeah, maybe sannyasi also. Yeah, when a sannyasi Atma leaves the body, you take the body to the Ganga or to some other sacred river and you submerge the body in the water. You do not bury it. And also you do not make that body lie down like other bodies. You have to keep it sitting in a seated position.
So this practice now?
100%. You have to do that for me also.
How to handle rush of thoughts? How to get disconnected at that time?
Karma yoga. Baby steps. Keep doing. You see, if a dhag stain is very deep inside your cloth, when you just put it in the water, it will not come out. Then you will take some surf, it will not come out, the dhag will still be there. Then you have to take it to the laundry. So deeper and deeper processes are required. So start with the processes of Karma Yoga. The more you will do, that's a scrubbing. It will go. 100% it will go. These are not things that I am inventing. Bhagwan has said in the Shloka, I have given this technique to Sun God. Before this universe was created, the sun was created, right? First thing. I have given this knowledge to Sun God. And how many millions of years have gone for this knowledge. So it's not something I'm inventing. It's also not something that Bhagwan invented to keep Arjun on the battlefield. These are all time-tested, proven, 100% proven techniques. If it has worked on hundreds of people, why should it not work on every other person? It will not work if you are not applying the technique properly. That's all. Then, what else?
One
Yeah.
Say that don't worry about anything.
Correct.
Kind of. But sometimes you have to plan. There's this constant planning in the interest. You have to do so many things. And
Right.
So that rush of thoughts. So again, when there's right and wrong, you always ask yourself Shreya and Priya.
Yeah.
But planning is Shreya or Priya. I don't know right now.
I never told you not to plan.
Yeah, but
You have to plan. You must plan. Planning is compulsory. Then evaluate, is my plan correct or not correct? Is it Shreya or Priya? Is it just comfortable for me to do? Is it just a shortcut which I'm taking? Is it something that is not in my highest good? Then it's Priya. Then change the plan. But if it is Shreya, it is well thought of, it is taking me to my goal, then implement it. Then why worry? Then why worry? And you say, keeps on going on in your minds. I'll give you one very, very inane technique of not letting it go gad in your mind. Put it down on paper. Put it down on paper. Why do you waste precious mental space for mundane, vyavaharik reasons? This space is only for Bhagwan. Worldly problems, paper. Put it down on paper. Then you don't have to do gad thinking about it. Plan it, evaluate it, implement it. What to worry? If you can change something, change it. Then you don't have to worry. If you can't change something, then why worry also? You can't change it, accept it, I can't change it. Either way you don't have to worry. But planning is very important. Yes? Anything?
A little more on this sankalp as we discussed. I had a wrong impression, maybe too fast on this side, that some sankalp would mean a resolve. Many times sankalp also means you resolve to do something. But here in the context of spiritualism, it means your thoughts or desires.
Yes. So, I think what you thought it meant would be better translated as nishtha. Nishtha, resolve, an understanding, pakka understanding, no confusion about it. This is my nishtha. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahma. And this is the path that is taking me there. Then you go on the path, then don't worry, will I get it or not get it? Do the things that are being asked to do. What is the Shastra telling me to do? I'm doing it. Then don't worry about it. Have that nishtha and do it. Sankalp, if you will see, even in the shloka, is translated as thoughts of worldly desires. That in that form, sankalp.
And generally we use sankalp vikalp.
Ha. So in that context, sankalp is a thought of doing something, and vikalp is another option. So we always have that. Now, shall I go? Shall I not go? Shall I do? Shall I not do? Shall I eat? Shall I not eat? Shall I sleep? Shall I not sleep? Like that. That is sankalp, and that's the dharma of the mind. That is what the mind is. Continuous. Yeah.
What you said, that nishtha is that resolve. So in what you shared is that when I have a nishtha that I am aham brahmasmi, that's a nishtha. But the desire to realize that I am aham brahmasmi
See,
is a sankalp.
it's a sankalp. See, understand one thing. A desire is something that you want to achieve or attain in the future. Right? Am I right in that? That means I'm not that now. A desire is a lack of something. Yes or no? But are you not Brahma now? If you say in the future I will be Brahma, then you are operating from lack. I say operate from Nishtha. I am Brahma. Don't wait for it to be a sankalp in the future. There's a difference. One is you're operating from lack, and one you're operating from Nishtha. Anything else? Cool. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Jai Gurudev.